بسم الله الرحمن الرحيم لا حول ولا قوة إلا بالله العلي العظيم الحمد لله رب العالمين وصلى الله على سيدنا ونبينا أبي القاسم المصطفى محمد وآله الطيبين الطاهرين لا سيما بقية الله في الأرضين اللهم أخرجني من ظلمات الوهم وأكرمني بنور الفهم اللهم افتح علينا أبواب رحمتك وانشر علينا خزائن علومك برحمتك يا أرحم الراحمين. Alhamdulillah, we are able to continue our discussion about a question that was raised by Ghazali and Mullah Muhsin Faid Kashani about whether it is possible to stop altogether the temptations. As you remember, we said there are three types. The first was about talbisul haq. Some temptations come that if you have iman and proper aqeedah, that you can stop them. Things about why I should be patient, why I should not enjoy myself, or about ujb. This was the first time. We said this can be stopped. If you have a strong aqeedah and iman, you can stop it. The second type was those temptations that would try to stimulate or motivate you to do something wrong. And we said, if you have yaqeen that something is haram, you can stop. But if you don't have yaqeen and you think that it's very likely that it is haram, then you may not be able to stop. Then we reached the third category. So now I want to continue from the third category, which is on page 80 of volume 5 of Mahajjatul Bayda. So if you look at the last paragraph of page 80. Thank you very much. Thank you. As page 80.
80?
Yes.
We don't have 80. We have 20, starting from 27.
Okay, so I emailed. Yeah, in your email you should have. الصنف الثالث أن يكون وسواسه بمجرد الخواطر. So the third category is something that is not able to we are not able to stop it. It's very difficult because it's just by bringing ideas and thoughts. وتذكر الأحوال الغائبة. You remember things which are not about the moment, either about other times or other places. التفكر في الصلاة في غير أمر الصلاة مثلا. For example, you are praying in the middle of your salat, something comes to your mind about, for example, your home, about your work, about your children, about where did you park your car, this type of things. التفكر في الصلاة في غير أمر الصلاة. In the middle of salat, you think about something other than salat. فإذا أقبل على الذكر. For example, you say, I want to now have 10 minutes, 15 minutes of dhikr. I only want to recite, for example, Quran, Dua, Kumail, I don't know, or some tasbih, some salawat. I want to focus. But shaitan doesn't let you, even for 10, 15 minutes, to concentrate. تصور فإذا أقبل على الذكر, when he goes towards the dhikr, تصور, it comes to his mind, أن يندفع ساعة ويعود ويندفع ويعود, it comes, go and take a cup of tea and come and sit. So, all the time it comes that he goes and comes, goes and comes. So maybe he doesn't go, but his mind is busy. He doesn't go necessarily, but he cannot stop these ideas coming to his mind. فَيَتَعَاقَبُ الذِّكْرُ وَالْوَسْوَسَةِ. Ta'aqub in Arabic means something coming after the other. يَتَعَاقَبُ الذِّكْرُ وَالْوَسْوَسَةِ means dhikr comes, then waswasa comes, then dhikr comes, then waswasa, means something, a temptation, an idea comes after dhikr, then dhikr. وَتَصَوَّرَ أَنْ يَتَسَابَقَا جَمِيعًا حتى يكون الفهم مشتملا على فهم معنى القراءة وعلى تلك الخواطر. These two come together, so at the same time that he is thinking about the meaning of what he is saying, he is also thinking about these thoughts and ideas. كأنهما في موضعين من القلب, as if there are two places in the heart. One place is busy with dhikr, another is busy with this temptation, and they are there. He says, وَبَعِيدٌ جِدًّا أَنْ يَنْدَفِعَ هَذَا الْخَنْسِ بِالْكُلِّيَّةِ بِحَيْثُ لَا يَخْطُرُ. It's very unlikely that this type of attack can be stopped altogether. That you can sit 10 minutes, 15 minutes, and nothing comes. It's very unlikely. But لَكِنَّهُ لَيْسَ مُحَالًا. But it's not impossible. Why? Because Rasulullah sallallahu alaihi wasallam said something, and that shows that this is possible. If it was not possible, he would not have said this. من صلى ركعتين لم يحدث فيها نفسه بشيء من أمر الدنيا. The one who says 2 rak'ah, only 2 rak'ah, if you can manage to say 2 rak'ah while you don't speak to yourself about a worldly affair. Okay? If you are thinking about akhirah, it's not a problem. But nothing about dunya. According to this hadith, Rasulullah said, غُفِرَ لَهُ مَا تَقَدَّمَ مِنْ ذَنْبِهِ وَمَا تَأَخَّرَ. All his sins, the earlier ones and the later ones, will be forgiven. So, if it was not possible to have concentration for 2 rak'ah prayer, then Rasulullah would not have said this. So it means that it's possible, but it's very difficult.
Where is this narration?
This is in Musnad of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal.
Now,
Pardon?
now,
No, it's in Musnad of Imam Ahmad ibn Hanbal. It doesn't say from our sources. فلولا أنه متصور لما ذكره إلا أنه لا يتصور. Yes. فلولا أنه متصور لما ذكره. I repeat again. لولا أنه متصور لما ذكره. If this was not possible, Rasulullah would not have mentioned لما ذكره. You should read it in this way. لما ذكره. Rasulullah would not have said this. If this was not conceivable, mutasawwar means conceivable. If it was not conceivable, he would not have said it. Okay, so it's possible. But إلا أنه لا يتصور ذلك إلا في قلب. But this is not possible except for two types of hearts. This is a very good point. He says, you may have yourself this experience, or you have maybe seen in people who have this experience. There are two types of people that have good concentration. For example, how much 2 rakah salat takes? 5 minutes, for example. There are people that even for 20 minutes, they can be constantly thinking about one thing. One is those whose heart is filled with love. When they love something or someone, maybe 20 minutes, half an hour, even maybe more, they don't think about anything else. Yeah? Even, for example, we have about some ulama, they were so much in love of studies that they would not even have felt hungry. They would study hours and hours. So it's possible that when you have love, you focus. Another group of people are those whose heart is filled with hatred and enmity. They also can sit for half an hour, 1 hour, few hours, constantly thinking about their enemies. Their enemy. When there is hatred. So it's possible that when there is love or hatred, you have no distraction. So if in your salat you want to have concentration, you should fill your heart with the love for salat, for Allah, then you would have no distraction. Otherwise, for ordinary people, no way to stop these distractions. So, لا يتصور ذلك إلا في قلب استولى عليه الحب. This is not conceivable except in a heart that love has dominated. Yeah? استولى. الرحمن على العرش استوى. استوى means استولى. It's the same meaning. حتى صار كالمستهتر. Mustahter is the one who is full of love, is obsessed with something. فإنا قد نرى المستوعب القلب بعدو وتعذى به قد يتفكر بمقدار ركعتين وركعات في مجادلة عدوه بحيث لا يخطر بباله غيره. Sometimes also we see that someone who's very busy, his heart is filled with the remembrance of his enemy. So not only 2 rak'ah, even more than 2 rak'ah, he only think about fighting this enemy in the way that nothing else comes to his mind. كذلك المستغرق في الحب قد يتفكر في محادثة محبوبه بقلبه. The one who is also drowning in love, means is very much overwhelmed with love. He only thinks about this. فيغوص في فكره. He dives into this in his mind. بحيث لا يخطر بباله غير حديث محبوبه. Nothing other than thinking hadith nafs, thinking about his beloved would occur to him. Even when someone else talks to him, not only he doesn't think, even other people cannot distract him. لو كلمه غيره لم يسمع. You know, sometimes you see there are people that they are very much focused, and even when you call them, they don't understand. So sometimes people say, are you not able to hear? And sometimes they say, have you fallen in love? Because when you are falling in love, you are not able to hear also, you know. So you are focused.
So there is no middle ground. Either tawalla or either tabarra.
No, these two things have this extra power, exceptional power. In between, it's not ordinary. لو كلمه غيره لم يسمع. If someone else talks to him, he doesn't. So, physically, the sound is going to the ear, but it's not processed. The soul ignores it. Everything up to brain is the same.
Yes.
But brain is the tool at the service of soul. Soul is busy. So brain is processing everything, but is overlooked. Yeah? وَلَوْ اجْتَازَ وَاحِدٌ بَيْنَ الْيَدَيْ. If someone passes by, and even in front of him, كَأَنَّهُ لَا يَرَى. He doesn't see. Of course, he sees, but he doesn't recognize. Okay? He's too busy. Like, you know, when you are speaking over phone and the policeman is standing there. So you don't see the policeman, although your eye is catching him, but your attention is somewhere else. And then he knocks on the car and you have difficulty. Of course, you are not doing this. كأنه لا يرى, as if he doesn't see. وإذا تصور هذا في خوف من عدوه. Sometimes it's fear of enemy. Again, this can happen. Or عند الحرص على جاه ومال. Or when someone is very greedy for position or for money, this can happen. You know, if someone wants to become, I don't know, head of a party or, you know, president or, I don't know, any position, day and night is thinking about this. So he says, if this can happen for people who have love or who have fear or who have greed, فَكَيْفَ لَا يُتَصَوَّرْ مِنْ خَوْفِ النَّارِ وَالْحِرْصِ عَلَى الْجَنَّةِ. So why people who have khawf, but khawf from fire, not khawf from enemy, or they have love, but for heaven, not from a human being who they love, why they cannot be focused? Yeah? If you really have the fear of punishment of hell, at least there should be times that you would be very focused. Or when you have desire for heaven, there should be time that you have focus. As Amirul Mu'mineen says about Muttaqeen, hum wal jannatu kaman qad ra'aha fahum fiha muna'amun. They are like someone who is seeing and is enjoying. Or for example, with respect to Jahannam, كأن زفير جهنم في آذانهم, if I am not mistaken, as if they are hearing this sound, the noise of the blaze of the fire. So it's possible. لكن ذلك عزيز. But this is aziz. Aziz means what? Means rare. Aziz doesn't mean dear. Of course, dear also is dear because it's someone who is rare. Something,
Rare.
yes, something which is available everywhere doesn't become dear. Yeah. So, Azizul Wujud means something which is very rare and uncommon. لِضَعْفِ الْإِيمَانِ بِاللَّهِ وَالْيَوْمِ الْآخِرِ, because of weakness of Iman. Unfortunately, you don't find that many people that have this ability of being focused because of the love for heaven and fear of punishment. Then he says, فإذا تأملت جملة هذه الأقسام وأصناف الوسواس علمت أن لكل مذهب من المذاهب وجها. He says, so as you remember, there are different opinions. In the beginning, I said there are different opinions. We only focus on the right position. Those opinions, each of them had some point. They had part of the picture. But the whole picture is what we said, that there are three types of temptations. Some of them can stop. Some of them, it's very hard to stop, but it's not impossible to stop. Then he says, as long as there is attachment to dunya, it's very difficult to stop shaitan bringing these ideas. He says, لا ينقطع, if you go 2-3 lines further, لا ينقطع وسوسة عروض الدنيا ونقدها إلا بالرمي والمفارقة. These temptations about attractions of dunya, the things from dunya which come, and the instant things of dunya would not stop unless you can totally detach yourself. As long as you have even 1 dinar from dunya, shaitan would bring this in salah to your mind. Imagine you have only 1 dinar. When you are praying, that 1 dinar comes to your mind. How I'm going to protect this 1 dinar? How can I make this 1 dinar 2 dinars? All these things come to your mind. كيف يحفظه في ماذا ينفقه? How is he going to spend this 1 dinar? كيف يخفيه? How can he hide this 1 dinar? So that لا يعلم به أحد. No one knows that he has this 1 dinar. Or كيف يظهره? Or how can he show off that I have 1 golden coin? So shaitan comes. He says it's like someone who has been taking, for example, a bath with honey. So honey is on your body. And then you don't want any fly to come to you. If there is honey on you, fly comes. If there is dunya with you, shaitan comes. Then he says, قال حكيم من الحكماء. One of the wise people said something about the way shaitan tries to affect. It's a beautiful point. Of course, maybe not 100% exactly like this, but it seems nice. He says, الشيطان يأتي ابن آدم من قبل المعاصي. قبل is different from قبل. The first thing shaitan does is to make you commit sins. So comes from perspective of sinning. فَإِنْ امْتَنَعَ, if this mu'min refuses to sin, أَتَاهُ مِنْ وَجْهٍ نَصِيحَةٍ حَتَّى يُلْقِيَهُ فِي بِدْعَةٍ. Then shaitan comes and tries to say, this is not necessary. So tries to change his understanding of Islamic rulings and this type of things, so that he thinks that this is not haram or this is not wajib. So he becomes a person who is then heretical. Okay, he doesn't want to commit sin, but shaitan says, who said this is a sin? Okay? Hijab is not necessary. So he becomes mubdi'. Then he becomes a heretic that is changing Sharia. Mubdi'. فَإِنْ أَبَى. The second stage is bid'ah. If this also is not going to work and this person refuses, so he refused to sin, he refuses to change the laws as he wishes, أَمَرَهُ بِالتَّحَرُّجِ وَالشِّدَّةِ حَتَّى يُحَرِّمَ عَلَيْهِ مَا لَيْسَ بِحَرَامٍ. Then shaitan tries to make life difficult for him. Goes to the other side. Not only the things which are haram, he will keep it haram, even he makes makruhat haram, shubahat haram. So makes life very difficult for him. So that he cannot cope with it. فَإِنْ أَبَى. If he doesn't listen to shaitan, even in this level, and keeps everything as it is in the books, he doesn't add to muharramat or wajibat. Okay? But then in his action, he makes him doubt. فَإِنْ أَبَى. If he refuses, شَكَّكَهُ فِي وُضُوءِهِ وَصَلَاتِهِ. Make him doubt. Maybe my hand is still najas. Maybe my ruku was not okay. Maybe my qira'ah was not okay. So that would take him away an al-ilm, from proper knowledge and understanding. And this is very, very difficult. I remember once in early years of my Hose, we were in Mashhad in summer taking some lessons, and there was a young person, a talaba, very young, and he suffered from waswas, and sun was rising or had already risen, and still he was doing Salatul Fajr. And I am sure he was doing this from beginning of Fajr. So maybe for 1.5 hours, I was not from Fajr time, but I was there when sun was rising. Still he was repeating Salatul Fajr. Yes, so it's possible. May Allah save all of us and help all. There is no limit to this. So this is a person. These are people who are normally good people. They are not sinners. They are very careful. They are very pious people, nice people. From this angle,
he become a disease.
Yes. Yes.
Instead of shaitan, could it be that he has a medical condition of OCD?
Of course, then it can become a condition. Then if you keep doing this, then actually it becomes then a condition. But sometimes also can be because of other issues. Anyway, what I want to say, and I have seen many people, these are actually very pious people, very nice and committed people who want to do everything properly. They have careless people never get this problem. I'm not saying others are careless, but I'm saying those who are careless don't get this problem. And of course, average people also don't get this problem. فَإِنْ أَبَى. If he doesn't even listen to shaitan in this. So, sinning, no. Bid'ah, no. Making life difficult by becoming very rigid person, no. Doubting, no. Then, خَفَّفَ عَلَيْهِ أَعْمَالَ الْبِرِّ. makes doing good actions easy for him. He becomes such a person that he can fast most of the days, he can do Salatul Layl, he can recite Quran, everything becomes easy for him. Why? Because Shaitan wants to make him feel that I am special.
There's no way out.
If you want to do Salatul Layl, Shaitan doesn't let you to do Salatul Layl. But this person, Shaitan says, wake up. Now is the time for Salatul Layl.
There must be some point where Allah's help comes this way.
Of course.
He's trying, struggling.
Of course. This is the way Shaitan plans. But a mu'min has more awakeness and is supported by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. But we want to know the plans of Shaitan. فَإِنْ أَبَا خَفَّفَ عَلَيْهَ أَعْمَالَ الْبِرِّ makes good actions khafif, means very light, means simple and easy. Khafif means here light, means not very difficult. حَتَّى يَرَاهُ النَّاسِ صَابِرًا عَفِيفًا, so that people see he is a very patient person, he is a very modest person. فَتَمِيلُ قُلُوبُهُمْ إِلَيْهِ, then hearts of people are inclined towards him. So he goes, everyone says, Salamun alaikum, iltimas dua, they bend in front of him and says, oh, I am special, everyone is understanding. They cannot be wrong. When all people think I am pious. Yeah. Normally in these cases you accept what people say. When people criticize you, you don't accept. But when few people praise you, you accept. So these are, intelligent people. Why they praise me? But when they criticize it, these are, biased, or these are, not intelligent. فَتَمِيلُ قُلُوبُهُمْ إِلَيْهِ وَيُعْجِبُ بِنَفْسِهِ, then he is pleased with himself, admires himself. وَبِهِ يُهْلِكُهُ, and Shaitan in this way destroys, because مَنْ دَخَلَهُ الْعُجْبِ هَلَكَ وَعِنْدَ ذَلِكَ تَشْتَدُّ الْحَاجَةِ, and here the need becomes more. This is the most difficult stage. The most difficult stage, because it's just before, if you manage to pass all the previous stages, this is like the stage before graduation. That you can do all the good things, but not becoming proud. Okay? You don't sin. You have balanced. You are not, balanced life. You are not rigid. You don't have waswas. You don't have urge. You are very humble, but still very much doing good things. Then he says, إِنَّهَا آخِرُ دَرْجَةٍ, this is the last level. وَيَعْلَمُ أَنَّهُ لَوْ جَاوَزَهَا أَفَلَتْ مِنْهَا إِلَى الْجَنَّةِ, he knows that if he passes this, he will go to heaven. So Shaitan would do his best so that no one reaches this point, or if he reaches this point, cannot go further. Okay, this was about temptations. Now we have one more discussion which takes few pages, and with this discussion Kitabul Qalb finishes. Of course I didn't discuss here everything, but I selected some of the discussions from Kitabul Qalb. So the next discussion is in the bottom of page 81. Yes, you have 81. Bayan sur'at taqallub al-qalb. We want to explain how fast heart is changing and transformed. Qalb is called qalb because in Arabic qalb means turning and transforming. Inqilab in Arabic means
Revolution.
coup.
The heart is in revolutionary state.
No, in Farsi means revolution. In Arabic means coup and Qalb. But whether it's coup or revolution, it's a change. Yeah? انقلاب. بيان سرعة تقلب القلب وانقسام القلوب في التغير والثبات. And also we want to explain that hearts are different. Some hearts are more subject to change, more quick in change. Some hearts are more stable. Okay? So, he says, we want to discuss about this. اعلم أن القلب كما ذكرناه تكتنفه الصفات التي ذكرناه. He says, heart is surrounded by some of the qualities and characteristics that we have mentioned. Some athar, some effects comes, some conditions comes. And then when these conditions comes, these things happen, the heart can be affected. And sometimes something opposite comes. For example, إن نزل الشيطان به. If you look at page 82, first line at the end. إن نزل الشيطان به. If shaitan descends and comes to heart, وَدَّعَاهُ إِلَى الْهَوَى, and shaitan invites him to something, to do according to his own wishes or whims or desires. وَالْتَفَتَ الْقَلْبُ إِلَيْهِ, then the heart is turned towards shaitan. Okay? But at the same time, نَزَلَ الْمَلَكِ, then an angel comes. وَصَرَفَهُ عَنْهُ, shaitan brings bad temptation, the angel brings good idea. Okay? So, shaitan and angels fight over your heart. Shaitan wants to win your heart, angels want to release your heart. نَزَلَ الْمَلَكُ بِهِ, the angel comes down to the heart, وَصَرَفَهُ عَنْهُ, and turns it away from shaitan. إِنْ جَذَبَهُ شَيْطَانٌ إِلَى شَرٍ. Sometimes the problem is not between shaitan and angel fighting over your heart. The problem is between two shaitan fighting over your heart. One says, do this sin, another one says, no, do the other sin. إن جذبه شيطان إلى شر جذبه شيطان آخر إلى غيره. One shaitan says, do this, another shaitan says, do that. One shaitan says, come with me, another shaitan says, come with me. Okay? This is the second type. Sometimes can be between two angels. إن جذبه ملك إلى خير جذبه ملك آخر إلى غيره. One angel says, go and see your mother. Another angel says, go and see your mother-in-law. Father? So, it can be between two angels. فتارة يكون متنازعا بين ملكين. Sometimes the heart is a place of niza', a kind of fight between two angels.
Niza means fight.
Niza', yes. لا تنازعوا. And the Quran says, do not conflict. فَتَفْشَلُ.
Can it be negative, naza between two malaks?
So, you have to see which one is better. Because just to be good is not enough. You have to go for the better. Actually, mu'mineen many times have problem because they do something good which is not the one that they are supposed to do. For example, someone is in need of your help and you say, no, I want to recite Quran.
But is this from the angels? It could
No,
be
I'm
shaitan.
saying it's possible. This is symbolic that angel calls. It means it's something good, a good,
We
idea.
have to prioritize
Yes.
ourselves.
Yes, so you have to find which one is most pleasing to Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala. تارة يكون متنازعا بين ملكين وتارة بين شيطانين وتارة بين ملك وشيطان. Okay, 30. ولا يكون قط مهملا. What is known for sure is heart is not muhmal, is not left. Always someone wants to come and take over the heart. Yes.
I was going to say, you talk about this kind of battleground between shaitan and angel. So what about our nafs al-ammara and, this...
Nafs al-ammara is when the part of the battleground is taken by shaitan. Shaitan has made advancement, and then your nafs also is helping shaitan. So far is that there is equal ground. They want to win over. Nafs al-ammara means they have already taken. Nafs al-lawwama means it's taken by angels. Nafs al-mutmain is battle over. Okay.
Is that possible in the life?
Yes.
Nafs al-mutmainna?
Yes, possible.
Ustad, you mentioned that in regards to the malaik being symbolic, because I haven't also, seen any narrations in regards to the angels giving you the opposite of waswas, but we do know shaitan gives us waswas. But can we say in reality, not in symbolic terms, if the malik, or the malaika rather, position changes with the intellect, would that be more of a fitting with our narration?
Yeah, we will talk about intellect because we know that Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala inspires. Yeah. So shayateen, they communicate. لا يوحون بعضهم إلى بعض ولا يوحون إلى أوليائهم. Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala also inspires mu'mineen to do good things. But maybe because he didn't want to bring Allah to the level of shaitan, so he mentioned angels, because those communications come through angels, for example. So this is the way he has illustrated. Otherwise, we can say Allah is sending inspirations and invitations for doing good, and shaitan is sending invitation or temptations for doing bad.
And could that be via the intellect?
No. Then intellect is there to judge and to help us. But sometimes we don't listen to the intellect, unfortunately.
So what is the role of then Junud al-Aql and Junud al-Jahl in the whole thing?
Yes. So then aql has its branches that you can call it like soldiers. And lacking them and having their opposite is
Junud al-Jahl.
Junud al-Jahl. So, إليه الإشارة بقوله تعالى. To this point, that heart is changed. This ayah refers to this point. وَنُقَلِّبُ أَفْئِدَتَهُمْ وَأَبْصَارَهُمْ. Allah says, we turn, we transform, we change their hearts and eyes or visions. وَلِاتِّلَاءِ رَسُولِ اللَّهِ صلى الله عليه وآله وسلم على عظيم صنع الله في عجائب القلب. And because Rasulullah was aware of the great creation of Allah in the wonders of the heart and the change of the heart, Rasulullah sometimes when he wanted to make a qasam, swear by Allah subhanahu wa ta'ala, sometimes say, La wallah, he used to say sometimes, according to this hadith, La wa muqallib al-qulub. Muqallib al-qulub is the name of Allah. So like La wallah, he used to say La, because for qasam sometimes we use La. La uqsimu bi yawm al-qiyamah. It's a qasam. It means uqsimu bi yawm al-qiyamah. Yeah? So instead of saying La wallah, he used to say La wa muqallib al-qulub. It shows heart is so important. وَكَانَ كَثِيرًا مَا يَقُولُ يَا مُقَلِّبَ الْقُلُوبِ ثَبِّتْ قَلْبِي عَلَى دِينِكَ. He used to say frequently, O transformer of the hearts, keep my heart firm on the right path, on your religion. Then some people used to say, أَوَتَخَافُ يَا رَسُولَ اللَّهِ. Are you afraid? Are you frightened? Because they didn't expect Rasulullah to be so worried. فَقَالَ وَمَا يُؤْمِنُنِي وَالْقَلْبُ بَيْنَ أَصْبَعَيْنِ مِنْ أَصَابِعِ الرَّحْمَنِ يُقَلِّبُهُ كَيْفَ يَشَاءُ. He says, what gives me security? What can give me peace of mind while heart is in the hand of Allah between two fingers and Allah can change it? Of course, this is in the Sunan ibn Majah, it's Masadir al-Amma, but the idea is not Allah has finger, means it's in his hand, as Quran says, for example, خَلَقْتُ بِيَدَيَّ, means his power. In another hadith he said, إِنْ شَاءَ أَنْ يُقِيمَهُ أَقَامَهُ وَإِنْ شَاءَ أَنْ يُزِيغَهُ أَزَاغَهُ. If Allah wants to make the heart upright, he would make it upright. If Allah wants to azagha, means
Rest.
You say erosion? Yeah, when the metal is rusted. Yes. So la tuzigh qulubana, as we say in the Quran.
Yeah, zayg is rust.
Zayg, yeah. So Rasulullah was very concerned about heart. And then he mentioned 3 examples. I mentioned these 3 hadiths, and inshallah we continue next week.
So before we go for when we say heart, we are talking about ruh, the spirit.
No. A spirit is very comprehensive. Everything other than body is a spirit. Qalb is part of the spirit, which is responsible for emotions, for qualities, for iman and kufr and nifaq. That part is heart.
So that's center of the ruh, we can say. That's why it's called heart.
Center maybe is aql. It depends. Because you have aql and you have qalb. Sometimes qalb is used in the way that includes aql, but in this context, aql and qalb are different. So aql is like the control room, the commander. Qalb is for emotions and ideas and thoughts and desires. Okay? So there are 3 examples that Rasulullah has mentioned about heart. In one hadith, مثل القلب مثل العصفور يتقلب في كل ساعة. The example of heart is like
it's a little sparrow.
A sparrow that every sa'a doesn't mean hour, because sa'a now we say hour, but every time it's changing. You see a sparrow goes from here there, and lots of movement and action, restless. Another hadith is مثل القلب في تقلبه كالقدر إذا استجمعت غليان. Like a pot when you put lots of fire and it's boiling. You put water, or you want to make food, and this is boiling. Heart is like a boiling pot. Another example, مثل القلب كمثل ريشة في أرض فلاة. Like a feather on a high land, when like a place that lots of wind may come. Imagine one feather on a high land. تقلبها الرياح ظهرا لبطن, becomes from this side to the other side. Is it clear? It turns from one side to the other side with these winds. So heart is very changeable. Of course, this by itself is not a bad thing. Yeah? This is not a bad thing. It can be a good thing. Because if you want to improve, then you can improve. If heart was very, rigid and hard, that could be a problem. So, the main thing is to learn how to cope with this and then how to improve it. First, you have to cope with this. You should learn not to expect from your heart too much. Not to expect always to be in good mood. Take things easy. Don't pressurize yourself. Why I don't feel good this time? Why I don't enjoy anything. I go for example, salat. I don't enjoy anything. But at the same time, be careful and assess if there is anything you have done which caused this or not. It can be possible in that it's because of different things. There is a beautiful point in Farsi literature. One of the poets says about differences of conditions. He says, some people say, why Yaqub alayhi salam, when Yusuf was put in a well near his own place, did not smell the fragrance of Yusuf. But when not Yusuf, the shirt of Yusuf from Egypt was coming, he felt. And then the poet says, because awliyaullah are not always in one condition. Even awliyaullah can have different conditions. Sometimes they are very receptive, sometimes they are not that receptive. Sometimes they are very happy, sometimes they are not. So we are going through lots of changes. So knowing this is good. You don't expect too much from yourself. And also you can learn how little by little make good moments more often and happen more, So you shouldn't leave everything to chance. Take it easy, but plan to make good experiences more and bring more stability. So you have like a wild horse, you have to tame. Your nafs is like a wild horse, you have to tame. If you want to be very rigid, you cannot tame the horse. You have to sometimes listen to the horse, sometimes, force the horse to discipline, but little by little, you gain control. But do not let the horse tame you. وآخر دعوانا أن الحمد لله رب العالمين.
I think now I can understand that bit of the Quran. It says, إِنَّ الْإِنسَانَ كَانَ ظَلُومًا جَهُولًا.
Yes.
Very good.